Good afternoon. This is the news update on Dominion Television, Ibadan. I'm Ronke Kiwa on Nafua. Kano State is set to receive President Bola Tinubu today to condole with the government and people of the state, as well as the family of the late elder statesman, business mogul and philanthropist late Alhaji Aminu Dantata. This was contained in a statement issued by the governor's spokesperson, Sunusi Tofa. The visit follows the recent passing of the industrialist. Tofa described the planned visit as a show of national unity and respect for the people of Kano and the legacy of the late Dantata. President Bola Ahmed Tinubu has renamed the University of Maiduguri as Muhammadu Buhari University in honor of late former President Muhammadu Buhari, describing him as an honorable man whose legacy of discipline, patriotism and moral uprightness would continue to inspire future generations. This was disclosed in a statement by the presidential spokesperson, Bayo Ononuga. Tinubu, who spoke at the special session of the Federal Executive Council in Buhari's honor at the State House in Abuja, has said that although the late leader was not without flaws, his commitment to the country remained steadfast. The Dangote Petroleum Refinery and Petrochemicals has uncovered a fresh racket involving some of its affiliate marketers and strategic partners who have been diverting subsidized refined petroleum products for profit, prompting the suspension of the refinery's discounted fuel supply scheme. Investigations by the refinery revealed that certain marketers who were granted discounted products meant to ensure affordability and steady supply across retail outlets had been rerouting the loaded trucks to unregistered third-party marketers. The scheme was originally designed to support Dangote's registered affiliate marketers in achieving stable profit margins amid price competition from fuel importers, while also guaranteeing nationwide availability of the refinery's products. And APC National Secretary Bashir Ajibola says Nigeria's security is steadily improving, citing reduced unrest in the southeast, declining violence in the north-central, and significant progress against Boko Haram and banditry. He attributed these gains to ongoing government efforts and security operations. Ajibola said this in a chat with Dominion News in Ibadan.
Gone off track, we begin to misbehave. We'll be neither here nor there. So many things. Dressing habit.
Kaduna, which used to be the hotbed of bandits and kidnappers, had already been stabilized, and almost all the local government, in fact, all the local government in Katsina is now free of the act of banditry. Samfara, there's also been an improvement in terms of security, which now allow farmers to be able to farm in those areas that were not accessible before.
He also expressed optimism that current strategies will not only sustain recent improvements, but continue to strengthen national security in the long term. Nigerians and Africans at large have been urged to preserve and uphold their culture and tradition from extinction. A professor of social ethics and the sociology of religion, and also the head of Department of Religion Studies, University of Ibadan, Olumuyiwa Familusi, made the call on Dominion Television breakfast show, Daybreak Live.
We begin to misbehave. We'll be neither here nor there. So many things. Dressing habit, eating habit. Of course, early scholars described Africa as a dark continent.
Speaking on the influence of foreign religion on the African religion, Professor Familusi said Islam and Christianity have affected the African way of dressing and manners of life.
Blame them. We also blame ourselves for not believing in what we have as Africans. Sensitive aspects of our culture have been eroded. You mentioned New Yam Festival or other festivals that we mentioned. Under the guise of modernization, so many things will be brought into it. And that is why people no longer respect tradition. When tradition was tradition, certain things will not be done. And if those things were done, they will attract consequences.
Professor Fami Lucy, however, stressed that Africans should be blamed for the setback of the continent, adding that a sensitive part of the African culture has been eroded with no respect for traditions and customs. Now onto the foreign scene. Hundreds of Liberians have flooded the streets of the capital, demanding accountability from President Joseph Boakai's government. The demonstration, led by opposition figure Muba Molu, marks the most visible protest since Boakai took office last year, promising reforms and better living conditions. The protesters carried signs and voiced frustrations over unmet campaign promises, job losses, and the government's failure to establish a long-promised war crimes court. While no violence was reported, President Boakai's office has yet to respond publicly to the protests or its demands. Now, the European Union has reached an agreement on an 18 sanctions package against Russia over its war in Ukraine, with a raft of measures aimed at dealing further blows to Russia's oil and energy industry. This was disclosed by the EU's foreign policy chief, Kaja Kallas, on X. Its latest sanctions package on Russia will lower the G7's price cap for crude oil to $47.6 per barrel. Now, the White House has announced that the President of the United States, Donald Trump, has been diagnosed with a long-term benign vein condition following speculation about his heavily bruised hand and swollen legs. White House Press Secretary Caroline Leavitt told newsmen that Trump was found to have chronic venous insufficiency after he noted mild swelling in his lower legs in recent weeks. Leavitt said the widely noted discoloration on Trump's right hand resulted from the frequent handshaking and the use of aspirin in a standard cardiovascular prevention regime. And now talking sports. Arsenal have agreed a deal to sign 17-year-old talented Salford City striker Will Wright. According to football transfer expert Fabrizio Romano, documents for Wright's signature are being prepared. Arsenal won the race for Wright's signature despite interest from several clubs. The Gunners are now expected to announce the signing of Wright in the coming days. You can follow us across our social media platforms on Facebook, Instagram, TikTok, YouTube and LinkedIn at Dominion Broadcast and on X at DominionCast. That ends the news update on Dominion Television. Thank you for watching. I'm Runke Giwa on Nafuwa.